many areas, man, like Washington, D.C., and Oakland, California, Chicago, Illinois, they are seeing a big spike in crime. Why? Again, the NAACP in Oakland, California, they're calling for the National Guard to come in. we truly have to understand what is going on here. And again, you had these soft on crime politicians that, that look the other way. Again, when teens come out, they riot and loot and, hurt people, sell people, rape people, whatever. Man, again, they look the other direction. So again, that's what you're going to get. You get what you vote for. And again, what you need is Republican politicians that are tough on crime. That's what you need. Again, you don't want to be friendly to evil. You want evil to fear you, to fear your area. You want a criminal to think 2 or 3 times, hey, look, what am I doing? Am I going to really do this in this area? Am I really going to do this? Because, man, they're not going to put up with this stuff around here. That's what you need. That is what you need. But again, you don't have that. You have politicians that look the other way because they're trying to be everybody's friend. It doesn't work. You can't be everybody's friend. Evil should fear you. That's the way it should be. But again, these leftist politicians, man, they're not doing the job. They're not doing the job. I mean, look at Brandon Johnson in Chicago. Again, he does not want to say one bad thing about the kids out there rioting in the streets and tearing stuff up and looting stores and whatever. So again, we have to truly be honest. What are we dealing with, and what way do we get out of this mess? What do we have to do? And what do folks need to do when it comes to voting? But hey guys, if you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks.
DC's leaders struggle to get the crisis under control. One Democratic councilman is now calling for military intervention.
There's a spirit of anarchy and lawlessness rampant through our communities. I've never seen this onslaught of violence portrayed on our women and our kids. And enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
We are clearly in a war zone. So I have spoken with the DC National Guard. And while I have to have more conversations with the chief of police, which I have today, and the mayor and my colleagues, we have a long way to get there. We just know that police alone is not getting it done. We're simply asking our federal partners for help and presence in our community because we know that officers who have a handgun can't combat 3 people with AR-15s and AK-47s shooting down the street.
Guys, man, we have truly got to understand that you get what you vote for. You do. And the fact of the matter is, man, we have got to look at what's going on. Again, soft on crime. And when it comes to these Democratic politicians, man, people like little Brandon Johnson in Chicago, again, he won't even call the kids that are out there looting and rioting, whatever, in the streets. He won't even call them mobs of kids. That is what they are. They're mobs of damn kids. They are doing the wrong thing. But he's more concerned about words. He's more concerned about making them look bad. How dare anyone to make those kids look bad? The fact of the matter is, man, they are tearing up your damn city. And you don't care. You truly don't care. And again, y'all do nothing. You will absolutely do nothing because, again, people like you, you're worse than your predecessor. You truly are. You're worse than Lightfoot. And the fact of the matter is, guys, we have got to be honest, man. These liberal leftist politicians, whether they're white or black, man, doesn't matter. They will do nothing. They will do absolutely nothing because, again, they're trying to be everyone's friend so they can get votes. And the fact of the matter is, man, you can't be everybody's friend. Again, I don't want everyone to like me. I truly don't. I don't want evil to like me. And again, man, if you're out there in the streets looting and tearing stuff up and committing crimes and raping people and whatever, again, that's evil. That is what that is. You don't want evil to like you. Evil shouldn't like you. Evil should, in a way, fear you.
And on the West Coast, Oakland, California is dealing with a crime surge of its own. The local chapter of the NAACP is blasting city leaders, calling on them to declare a state of emergency. And many residents there are scared. And the city's solution to the rising crime is not comforting.
Can't take it anymore. I got to the point I was too scared to leave my house.
Robberies, burglaries, and rape are all up by double-digit percentages. Everyone we talk to says it doesn't matter your race, your income, everyone seems to be a target.
The fact that I am being pushed out because I emotionally can't take it anymore is horrible.
Oakland police recommended steel braces for residential doors and air horns.
The idea is if you set it off, your neighbor would hear it, set theirs off, and more people are alert that there's danger.
Secretary, I was born in Oakland, California, and raised right nearby, and it was heartbreaking for the community when the Raiders left, but it's more heartbreaking now when you see there the raw emotion that is affecting every resident, regardless of skin color, regardless of income, a city that is falling apart in its own demise.
Yeah, the most sacred duty, the primary purpose of our government is to keep our families safe. I was a former federal prosecutor. My dad was a Philly cop after serving in the Navy. We have to keep our families safe. So when I hear the councilman, when I hear that woman leave Oakland, it breaks my heart. I will tell you, though, it's a combination. It's not just the cops, but it's the prosecutors. To know that that councilman in Florida's case, I'm sorry, in D.C.'s case, where they let the person go. In D.C. right now, they let go of 67% of the people they arrest in 24 hours. That's not right. We got to prosecute them. If they break the law, we got to keep our families safe. So in cities like Philadelphia, where I'm from, we have a great governor in Josh Shapiro. The actual murder rate in Philadelphia right now is down 20% this year. So that's positive. But we need leaders like Josh Shapiro, like Wes Moore in Maryland, that's doing what's necessary to keep our families safe and move the ball forward.
You know what, guys? Here's the thing. We have to bring back authority. We have to bring back chain gangs. We have to bring back punishments. You commit a crime, you get punished for it. That's the end of the story. That is what you have to face, the consequences of your behavior. That's it. That's the only way things are going to work. And we also have to recognize, man, that this experiment with, single mothers and everything, it's not working. It's not working. We got to understand the welfare state doesn't work. It doesn't work because, again, this whole situation of single mothers. No. Again, we need fathers in the homes. We have to bring back authority because that is what is going on. Again, man, these young people, they don't fear authority. Again, they don't care. They truly don't because, again, the only authority they've had in their life is mama. And mama, she doesn't discipline them the way they should be. Mama's like, oh, poor baby. Yeah, it's white supremacy. It's whatever else. It's not your fault. Oh, no, not my baby's fault. My baby's a good boy. No, they're not. They're not good boys. They're not good girls. They're not. Again, if you want to help out these kids, if you want to truly help these kids, you have got to be tough on that. You can't be weak. You can't turn around and say, you know what, man, I understand you're oppressed. You're oppressed. You've been disadvantaged. The only disadvantage you're giving to the kids is you're not being tough on them. You are not holding them accountable for the mistakes that they make. And that's what the issue is.
Boss, when he was traveling to D.C. recently, commented on how deteriorated the city had become. And I'm curious, how is it that the lawmakers can go to work every day as it falls apart around them and not acknowledge the cesspool, the frightened residents, that attrition rate, the recidivism rate that is occurring all around them in that violent city?
Because Democrats, in many ways, are trying to have it both ways. You have more moderate Democrats, some of whom Patrick just named, but then you also have this further left movement that keeps pulling the party left. And you see that in Chicago, where it's hard to believe you could get someone more radical than Lori Lightfoot, but bring in Mayor Johnson. You see that with the DC crime bill, where you had the city council, carjacking is up 111%. So what does the DC city council think is a good idea? Oh, let's lessen the penalties for carjacking. But you have, I think, best typified in President Biden and in Chuck Schumer, this crisis of conscience, where you have to appease the far left, but at the same time, act rationally, where Biden initially said, I may veto legislation from Republicans pulling back the D.C. crime bill. And Chuck Schumer, to quote him directly, he said it was a close question as to which way he'd fall. So when you try to be beholden to the left, but also try to embrace common sense, it's a tricky political space. Just ask Abigail Spanberger, who noted that on a call. We can't say defund the police, she said.
Right.
What is really going on? Because again, there's no way that you're going to lessen crime with less penalties. Again, if carjacking is up 111% over last year in places like DC, again, you're not going to solve that by lessening the penalties for carjacking. Again, what the hell is wrong with you? What is wrong with your thinking? And again, people like Brandon Johnson, Little BJ in Chicago, I mean, again, what do you think is going to happen? Again, if you're, we don't want to talk about the kids bad. We don't want to call them mobs. Again, we can't talk about kids that way. That's unacceptable. No, Braden, that is exactly acceptable because that is what they are. They're mobs. They're mobs of kids, and they have to be dealt with appropriately. You have to deal with them because if you don't, things are going to get worse. And I know you're a little pansy girl. I know that. But again, you're going to have to deal with that. You're going to have to deal with that. The people in DC, they're going to have to deal. Again, Oakland, California, they're going to have to deal with it. And again, we have got to understand if they want the crime to stop, they're going to have to vote people in office who are going to be tough on crime. Because again, you don't want people that are going to be friends with the criminals. You don't want people like that in office. Again, if the criminals like these people, you don't want them in office. Again, I don't understand why people think this way. Again, we'll make things easier. We'll be kinder to people. Maybe that'll work. No, it's not going to work because, again, they're evil. They are evil people. And we have to truly understand that. They are evil. Evil people do evil things. And how do I know they're evil? Well, because they're out there doing evil things. Good people don't do evil things. We have got to get this straight. Again, if people have to commit crimes, you cannot lessen the penalties for those crimes because it's only going to increase. If you're going to do anything, you need to make it stiffer. You need to make it harder. They don't fear you. They don't fear you. That's what the problem is. And again, the only way you're going to get through to people like that is to have them fear you. To have them understand, holy shit, if I do that here, I'm going down. They're going to take my ass down. That's the only way to get through to people. Really, that's it. But again, like in places like Chicago, again, like she was saying, you couldn't imagine anyone being worse than Lori Lightfoot. But now you got Brandon Johnson. I call him Little BJ. You got Little BJ. And again, man, he is going to be, he's going to destroy that city. He is. Again, that city is almost gone to begin with. But again, he is going to absolutely bring it to its knees. And again, these people, they don't care. And they don't know how to run a damn thing. They are destroying this country. They're destroying the cities, and they will destroy this country. And again, we have to understand, we have got to be real. We have got to really be honest about what is happening, who is doing what. And, again, we have to make penalties that deter people from committing crimes. But hey, guys, if you would, please like, subscribe, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks.
You son of a